Okay, just wanted to show you what the Vigilant 675 antenna and tower and mast looks like. A little bit about my view. I am actually standing on the roof of our mudroom addition, so I don't know, 23 feet off the ground. There's another 12 feet of tower above me yet, and then 8 feet of mast, and then the big CommScope antenna. Please excuse the unsecured coax and ground cable. I just haven't got net wrapped up yet, but just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what we're looking at from this vantage point. I'm at an elevation of 1730, ground elevation, and we'll start over here to the west, the setting sun. So that's due west, so I've got some pretty good challenges here. If you could look through the trees there, right there on the horizon, center camera to the left of my chimney, that is a hillside way off towards the west part of Wyoming County, obviously, Strikersville area, and that's a pretty good obstacle. Although I can hit the Holland repeater from here pretty good. And so then we'll circle around here, and I've got pretty good, decent distance here to the hillsides. That would be out Sheldon way. You can probably make out some of the Sheldon windmills. Maybe not so much on the camera. I can see them with the naked eye. But here I'm pointing due north. So Attica and the Attica repeater site would be in that general direction from here. That hillside that you're looking at is probably, I'm gonna say 7 miles, maybe not quite that far from here. And obviously I do not have line of sight to Attica, but I can hit it really, really hard. It's only 13 miles away total. So then we circle here, you can see some more windmills. Those are the Wethersfield windmills. And we're pointing right towards Rochester at this point, to the northeast of me. So again, I've got a pretty good knife edge elevation there, but I'm usually pretty good RF-wise getting to the MC600. I'll rotate around here. This is looking due east, and I've got all kinds of challenges here because this way, about 4 miles, is the highest point in Wyoming County. That's where the Wethersfield Tower is. You can't see it from here, from this elevation, but my antenna can see it for sure up there. So then I'll rotate around and looking south. And again, pretty good challenges here. You can see that elevation's pretty good, right where those hemlock trees start, center camera. So that way I'm not going to be strong at all. That's out towards Arcade Way, Route 39, Bliss, and in those areas. Not really a high interest area for me, but most of you guys, most of my buddies are this way and this way. So that's what I'm kind of concentrating on with this antenna. So I just wanted to show you something real quick about the tower. It's an RG25 tower, Roan. I got it used and just painted it up. Thanks for the recommendation on the paint, Joe. As you can see, I need a roof on my garage. That's getting steel here yet this fall. But here's one of the things that I built, and I actually built this after the whole antenna project, and it would have really come in handy. It's essentially a tree stand, aluminum base here, and an aluminum grid work. So it's fairly lightweight. This post is steel here, but what I did was reverse the tree stand. So when it was a tree stand, this post was attached over here. But the only problem is, you can see how this stand tapers at this end. So this would have been against the tower, and it kind of gives you not a lot of room for your feet there. So I thought, well, it'd be better off to have the squared off edge, which is on this side, towards the tower. And it gave me a couple different advantages. So what I did is just unbolt this from that other side, drilled and tapped and everything else, put this back on this side. So the tree stand is actually opposite of what it was as a tree stand. I replaced the cables. They were like vinyl coated cables with these steel straps, this galvanized steel. I think it's much stronger, number one. Plus, the thing I don't like about those cables, especially with the vinyl coating on them, they can crack and start to rust and fray, and you never know it because it's hidden by the vinyl until something lets go. So that's not cool. I also put these pegs on here. They're just a piece of threaded rod, all rod, with a piece of rubber hose on there, and that keeps the stand from moving very far. It comes right against the leg on both sides. So that's a pretty cool safety feature. Another thing I did is I left the chain on there so I can wrap that right around the tower up here, most likely at a point higher than the stand, reattach it. So if all else fails, that will still grip it. And it is really fairly lightweight. I mean, you can take it on and off with one hand, as I just demonstrated. I'm holding the camera with one hand, attaching the work platform with the other. And so it's really quite lightweight, and it's incredibly stable. I can climb up there in a minute, but I'll have to put my safety stuff on, which I've always got my harness on when I'm climbing the thing anyways. I've got these climbing connectors or carabiners, whatever you want to call them. They're a quick trigger, but they do lock, and they're really big. And what I like about that is that you can put them right around the tower legs if you want. They'll actually fit right around the mast. They're big enough for that too. So it's really, really unlimited possibilities. And these straps are long enough that are attached to my harness that I can put them right on the opposite side like that, and then put the other one on and then lean right back against that so I can work and have both hands free. So that's a really neat deal. So anyways, I'm gonna do a little drone video so you can see what the actual antenna will see, you know, at that elevation. I'll do that here in a minute, but I just thought I'd give you an idea and a look at the tower. I'm pretty happy with the way it all turned out. And just kind of thinking through everything and doing it slowly, I was able to do it by myself with just pulleys and winches and whatever else. There's still a mess down there that needs to be cleaned up, but that's the last part of the project, obviously, is the clean up and pick up. I'll show you some of the other cool things that I built to help me with this installation and the erection of this tower. Take care, guys.